Hello, this is Professor Slaughter, and welcome to the Online Business 100 class for summer 2013. This video should help you learn very quickly how to navigate the course. I will be posting announcements on the screen once I make the course available, but for now, this announcement screen is blank. As important things happen in the class, as reminders go out, as messages go out, it's the announcement screen where those communications will appear. Now, as soon as you get started in the course, you should click in the Start Here button, and the original announcement that I send out will include that initial instruction to click on Start Here. And once you're in the Start Here menu, you'll see that the first thing that's offered is the checklist for Icebreaker week. Now, in my courses, with each week or each chapter, depending on how your course is set up, I will offer you a checklist. And if you work by that checklist and go through it, you'll never miss a deadline, and you'll always have all your assignments in for grading on time. So let's look at this first checklist. If you click on Icebreaker week, it will identify your class right here and the week. And it will also give you a general idea of where all the activities appear, which in this week it's under the Start Here menu. Now, the Icebreaker week is a little lengthy. Most of your checklist will not have this many items on the checklist, but you'll see that everything that you need to do is listed on the checklist with a due date. Now, you'll see under the Welcome to the Course summary of the purpose and structure of the course, that's optional. You will also see an NA, and that basically means that you don't have to do that activity, or there's no activity to be reported in. And then on your discussion board, you will see that you have 2 due dates. Now, in order to give everyone a chance to cross-post to the original postings of their classmates, we need to have 2 due dates on our discussion board. So whenever we have a discussion, that first discussion will be due by midnight on Wednesday night, and you just have to post your initial contribution. So in this initial activity, you just need to introduce yourself to the class, and you need to do that by midnight on May 22nd. And then between May 22nd and May 26th at midnight, you need to return back to the discussion board and respond to a couple of your students, or a couple of your classmates. Alright, so as you'll see, everything that you need to do step by step by step with the checklist. Now, when you get to the end, you will see that each checklist will be concluded with a completion report. Now, there's 2 reasons to have this completion report. The first one is so that I can confirm that I have received everything that you said that you turned in. So when you get to this screen, you'll go to when you get to this line item on your checklist, there'll also be an assignment in Blackboard that says Icebreaker Week Completion Report. You're going to open that up and you're going to indicate which items you've submitted, and then that will tell me that I need to make sure that I've received them. Now, in the future, in your other weeks, you will also be looking at your assignment critically and giving yourself a grade. And I like to do that and give you a chance to grade your own papers so that I can give you feedback as to why I may or may not agree with the grade that you're assigning to yourself. In either case, we both should be using the grading rubric, and I'll go into that in a few minutes. So here's the checklist, and you need to be looking for this in every weekly folder. So here's some information on me, and then there will also be the information that you need to work through on the checklist that's under the Start Here menu. Now, if you look at the required textbook and instruction materials, this particular book may appear different in the bookstore. This is actually a picture of the hardback book. You may have picked up a paperback book or a loose leaf book from the bookstore, and if that's the case, your cover may be blue. But the important thing is you want to make sure that you have matched up these ISBN numbers. Okay, and let's see. Here is your first discussion board assignment. Introduce yourself to your classmates. All your downloads are listed as well under the Start Here menu. And then when you get to the end, I just want to show you this. This is this Icebreaker week completion report. And like I said, you'll have one of these each week. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to hit continue, and then you're going to indicate which assignments you've completed, and then you're going to submit your answer by clicking on save and submit. And what will happen is that will send a message to me. It will also contribute a score to your participation grade. So it is important that you get this part of this done. Okay, now if we go back up to the rest of the navigation menu, you will find the course syllabus and also the grading rubrics under this. I go ahead and cut and paste a copy of the syllabus in this screen just so that you don't have to download it every time you want to take a look at it, but you'll notice here that there is a download available to you in a PDF format. If you scroll down all the way through the syllabus, you'll see that I provided you a link for the TCC academic dates and information on the grading policy, and I've even attached a copy of the grading rubric. So what you want to do is download this document and print it out so that when you're doing your homework, you can do as much as you can to stay in this college level level of achievement, which will give you a maximum points of 100. Okay, and then that takes care of what's under the syllabus screen. Let's see if there's anything else. Important information on plagiarism. And as a side note here, when you do your assignments, when we start getting involved with actually doing your assignments in the chapters, you will be submitting this to SafeAssign, and it is a database that automatically checks your work for plagiarism. So you'll want to make sure that you properly cite anything that you're using from other sources. Now let's take a look at the weekly routine, because this is what everyone is concerned about as far as making sure we get everything done. If you click on the menu item course content by weeks, you will see, and you will see several on this screen, and as I finish them up I'll make sure that I post them. But let's just look at this week 1, May 20th through 26th, and of course that's this week, so you're going to click on that. And there's the Icebreaker checklist again, and any questions that you have you can post for a response there. Now I'm just going to give you a sneak preview of week 2, which will be May 27th through June 2nd. I've got a couple of more things that I need to add to this, but you will see chapter 1 and 2 folders are listed under there, and then all your assignments and the things that you need to look at are listed under this folder. And of course it always will start off with a checklist, and here is your chapter 1 and chapter 2 checklist with the due dates. And I will also try to, at least initially until we get the handle on this, when we get into a rhythm in the course, try to post reminders for you in the first couple of weeks. You'll notice that I give plenty of extra credit in this course. There's a lot of writing in this course. You're going to have to do a lot of editing of your work, but I try to make sure that I provide plenty of extra credit work so that you can make the best possible grade in here. One of the things that we're going to be doing differently in this course this semester, we're going to be running an extra credit project called Gazillionaire project. It is a business simulation game, and it's on the web. It is fun to play, and we're just going to be running through that and kind of testing it for this semester in this course for extra credit, and determine whether or not we want to use it for a significant part of the grade coming up in the fall semester. And then of course you'll see on this checklist too, there's a chapter 1 and chapter 2 completion report, and so you'll need to make sure that you submit that, which will tell me that your work is ready for grading. Okay, now the next section, discussions. All the discussion boards are listed here. So if you ever have to go back to a discussion board, this is where all the discussion boards are listed. And then the Gazillionaire extra credit project. This has its own little section in Blackboard. You do not have to participate in this. It's not required. It's an optional thing that you can do for extra credit. But when it's time to enroll in these groups, you'll just click on the link and then select your group that you want to work in. But anyway, we're not going to do anything with this during the Icebreaker week. You can click on My Grades. Now obviously I don't have grades for me, so I'm not going to have anything there, but you'll be able to see your grades posting, and they should be calculating throughout the semester. TCC offers a link called Student Services, provides important information for you as far as how to get additional help. And then there's also a Course Tools link, and I will be turning on a few of these so that we can collaborate in Blackboard. We're going to be doing some tests on that to see just how effective it is for web conferencing, and also for using whiteboard sections and stuff like that to maybe explain some of the more complex ideas that are going to come up in Business 100. So if you have any questions, make sure that you drop me an email. Be sure to log in to Blackboard at minimum of every other day, and make sure that every time you log in, you check the announcement screen. If something is really important, I will, or urgent, let's say that all the announcements are important, but if something is critical that you see right away, I will make sure that I send you a copy of that announcement via email as well. Okay, well, thank you for your time, and welcome to the course.